I wouldn't call it life-changing, but it introduced me to myself in a way. We're down in Mexico, sitting in a hostel. Guy I was traveling with joins in with all of these other travelers, a lot of Europeans, but a few Latin Americans, sort of the Che Guevara types, right? And is just going off on bashing the United States. He's an American. Joining in with all of these other people. He was the only one who was there. Everybody else was for him, but they were all having a field day bashing this country. And I'm sitting over here. Just like, It really pissed me off. It was almost like watching some member of your family talking bad about your parents. Maybe he's calling your sister a whore. Right? Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I didn't expect that. This, again, is on the heels of this Howard Zinn phase that I had. Michael Moore. That surprised me how offended. That's the only word for it. I was offended by this American sitting there with these other travelers, these foreigners, bashing this country. It bugged me. I very rarely see other nationalities doing that. It reminded me of this George Orwell quote. It's kind of famous. I think it's from England, My England. It's really short. You can find it. And maybe it reminded me a little bit of that reaction that I had. Maybe there's a reason for that. But one cannot see the modern world as it is unless one recognizes the overwhelming strength of patriotism, national loyalty. In certain circumstances, it can break down, like at a hostel in Latin America. At certain levels of civilization, it does not exist. But as a positive force, there is nothing to set beside it. Christianity and international socialism are as weak as straw in comparison with it. And he continues to say that Hitler and Mussolini rose to power in their own countries very largely because they could grasp this fact and their opponents could not. He's absolutely right. As a positive force, nothing. Religion? International socialism? No, it can't compete with patriotic pride. And this is why I keep harping about the insurgency, the invasive species, and why I keep talking about how socialism, how wokeism, is trying to attack and eradicate the established religion, the established order in this country, because it has to undermine that one thing that George Orwell's talking about right here, patriotism, love of country. This high-level tribalism that I was talking about in the last episode, it can't do anything if that's in place. They have to attack pride in country. They have to create this jackass sitting at a hostel in Latin America, bad-mouthing his own country, feeling, not just bad-mouthing, but feeling like it's appropriate to bad-mouth his own country. You don't see, I just said it, you don't see other countries doing that. Why? Because it's under attack in this country. It has been for a long time. People have seen this anti-Americanism, hate America. America's to blame for everything. This is the Agitprop at work to undermine, to eradicate, to tear into the foundation of American patriotism. Because if it's intact and it's strong, international socialism, and that's what this is, because this sure as fuck isn't coming from here. It's an invasive species. International socialism can't touch American patriotism. That is one of the biggest things that's under attack. The cohesive narrative and the foundational myth is that, I guess it all falls under this blanket. National pride, that's patriotism. You can't touch it. You cannot touch it anywhere. You have to kill it. You have to kill it because it's far more cohesive, durable, and potent than the fragmented micro-identity or micro-tribalism of identity, politics, and worse, the economic, I was talking about this before, the economic tribalism of populism. I guess you can, fragment people off and you can try to divide people, put people at each other's throats. You can do that through the economic tribalism of populism at the same time while you're attacking the established religion of patriotism. But if patriotism is this powerful, is this potent, I wish you all the luck in the world with that global citizenry shit, Moonbeam. How is that going to work? Are you going to move like the alien race in Independence Day? They go from one planet to one, from this planet to the next planet, chewing up patriotism, attacking it until you finally dominate Earth with the brotherhood of man, socialism? Collectivism is always powerless against the power of patriotism, something they always fail to understand. Socialists, leftists, far leftists, these collectivists, they never understand that. Hitler and the various leftist factions back in the 1930s, they were at each other's throats. People were trying to knock Hitler out of the political arena early on in the 1930s, but they were always fighting with each other. Oh, we gotta be communists. No, we should be socially democratic. And blah, 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 blah. Well, Hitler just cleaned house because these groups could not come together. And Hitler had an intense nationalistic, a patriotic message after the Treaty of Versailles and after what had happened in that country in the 1920s. He had a lot to work with. Make Germany great again. I'm going to talk more about this with the Indian tribes. Factional self-interest instead of a single unified front. Joining forces against a clear and present danger. This is one of the reasons why leftism and identity politics, in the end, is not durable. It never lasts. Even when it gets its little talons dug in, it always fails. It's based on the contradictory notion of unity via fragmented narcissism. Unity via division, not just unity via division, but unity via fragmented narcissism. Is there anything less unifying than chronic, widespread narcissism? It's doomed to fail because it's going to cannibalize itself. They're going to throw all of these people into these little camps based on self-interest, on narcissism, on, my oppression. And then you expect these camps to come together? Oh, forget your oppression. Well, that's integration Maybe that's integration propaganda. Should I talk about that? Maybe that's the goal for later on, once you've blown everything up. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You're collectivists, for fuck's sakes.
How dare you?
You're shoving everybody into these different camps, telling them that they're the world's greatest victim? My oppression. It will cannibalize itself in the end. Whose oppression takes precedent? Say that 3 times fast. Whose oppression takes precedent?